Good day and welcome to class. This is ANC TUTORS and together we'll be considering the question before us. The question before us today is to solve completely x squared plus 10x plus 25 is equal to 0. Okay, so you can only solve an equation and thank God we have an equal to sign here, which is 0. Okay, so we raise the question for better clarity and we go on to factorize. To check and understand how to factorize very well, please do well to check the previous video that has been sent or on the link above, on the channel above, and then come back to this. Okay, so to briefly explain, to factorize in this term, in the expression above, we have three terms on the left hand side. We have the first term, the second term, and the third term. Alright, so to factorize, we multiply the coefficient of the first term and the third term. The coefficient of the first term is what? 1. 1 times 25 is equal to 25. Okay, so, and then the coefficient of the second term is what? Is 10. So we have 25 and 10. Then we look for two numbers that if we multiply them together, it will give us 25. And if we add them together, it will give us 10. And those numbers are what? 5 and 5. Because 5 times 5 is equal to what? 25. And 5 plus 5 is equal to 10. So we use these two numbers to replace the second term in the above expression. And that will give us x squared plus 5x plus 5x plus 25 is equal to 0. Alright, so picking the terms 2 by 2, just like we did in the previous video, the first two terms here are x squared plus 5x. What is common between these two? X. So when we bring x outside, outside a new bracket, so when we bring x from x squared, we are left with just x. And when we remove x from plus 5, we are left with 5. And that is why we have x plus 5 in this bracket. So moving on to the last two terms, we have 5x plus 25. 5 is common between these two. So when we remove 5 from 5x, we are left with just x. And when we remove 5 from 25, we are left with plus 5 because 5 times 5 is equal to 25. Alright, and then we close the bracket and we equate it to a 0. So you can see that what we have in the bracket are the same thing. Please always make sure that what you have in the bracket are the same thing. If you've solved to 11 and you see that what you're having in the bracket are different, then it means you've made a mistake. So okay, moving on, we pick one of the bracketed entities. We pick one of the x plus 5, we write it down, and then the remaining terms outside the brackets, we bring them together. The terms outside the bracket are x plus 5, so we'll bring those ones together and then we equate it to 0. So we have x plus 5 is equal to 0. So moving on, we equate each of the bracketed expressions to 0 as follows. Okay, so what this means is, what is in the first bracket? X plus 5. We equate that to 0. Or, what is in the second bracket? X plus 5. We equate that to 0. Okay, so collecting like terms now for each of what we've equated. We have x plus 5 is equal to 0. When plus 5 crosses all over the equal to sign, it becomes minus 5. So that will give us x is equal to 0 minus 5. And it's going to be the same thing for the second one too. So simplifying, we have x is equal to 0 minus 5. What is 0 minus 5? 0 minus 5 is equal to minus 5. So we have x is equal to minus 5. And this is the same thing for the other one too, since they are the same expression. So we can say x is equal to what? Minus 5 twice, because we have the same answer twice. So that is just the solution to the equation given, which is what? X squared plus 10x plus 25 is equal to 0. And the solution is x is equal to minus 5.